Hey, welcome back, coaches, athletes, and sports fans. Coach Michael Fields here, talking coaching philosophy. If you want to check me out on Instagram, Coach Michael Fields, Twitter, Michael K. Fields, and if you want to shoot me an email, it's Coach Michael Fields at Gmail. So we're talking philosophy. By definition, philosophy, especially as an academic field, is the study of kind of knowledge, reality, and existence. So to me, when we say coaching and philosophy, what I'm talking about is, why are you coaching? What's the purpose of that team? What's the purpose of the league you're playing in, especially for youth and rec leagues? Are we coaching because it's youth? And by youth, I mean kind of like that kindergarten up to maybe fifth grade, sixth grade. Junior high to me, sixth, seventh, eighth, depending on the district, the school district you might be in. And if that's a travel team or something, you got to kind of know that. Why are you coaching them? At the high school level, we want to win, but you also are coaching for beyond, high school, whether they're going on to play sports or the athletes you're coaching are just going to go to school or maybe enter the workforce in the military. We're getting them ready for life, right? So what I kind of look at here with coaching philosophy is know where you're at, right? Know where you're at and why you're coaching. If I'm coaching youth or rec league, it's about fundamentals, right? It's got to be fun. We're trying to get young kids, usually at the youth level, we're trying to get them interested in a sport. We're trying to teach them the basic fundamentals. If I'm, when I've coached flag football, as young as kindergartners, 5-year-olds, up to, second graders. I coach tackle football for second, third, fourth grade, fourth, fifth, sixth grade. We're teaching the basic technique. In flag, it's like, this is a pointy ball and it bounces weird, right? How do you hand that off? How do you catch that? It's different than a round ball that they've probably played with as a kid. So just teaching those basic fundamentals and making it fun. Using games to teach the skills instead of kind of drill-based stuff. We're more playing games and having fun. Getting a little bit of competitiveness built in, just kind of behind the scenes though. But again, fundamentals. We want them to have fun, to learn the sport, love the sport, and want to come back the next year. That's my biggest measurement of any sport is, did they come back the next year and play? At the youth and the rec league level, that means they had fun. That means they liked the sport. They may not be really good, right? At a kindergarten to fourth grade level, their motor skills aren't the best. So they might be tripping over the ball and, the turf monster gets them once in a while. They don't throw the best. They don't swing a bat the greatest. But they're having fun. They're learning those fundamentals. I do believe in the American sport, kind of the Olympic sport development model. With football as an example, we use flag at the young level. Nowadays we have this rookie tackle, this kind of modified game, shorter field, less players, less full contact, but it's still full tackle football, which I love. Then we get into middle school and it's more, that 11 on 11 or 8-man if you're in a small school district. And then, high school, it's full go, right? I'm a big fan of that. And at first, when I heard rookie tackle a few years ago for football, I was like, man, no way. This is, we're watering down the game. But then I talked to the USA football guys and the analogy to Little League was made. You start with T-ball, then you go to coach pitch, then you go to minors, then you go to majors, then juniors, then you're, basically in high school after that. And it made sense at that point, right? Because I've coached these different sports. So knowing this level and kind of scaffolding those skills. So then if we get to middle school or junior high, we're still building fundamentals, right? We're still building fundamentals. And, I've talked to college coaches. I've worked with college coaches and athletes and even guys that have been near the pro level. Fundamentals happen at every single level, the basic skills. I was working with youth basketball. I had an assistant college coach and a couple of collegiate players come to my practice with little guys, like second graders, first graders, girls and boys. And I said, hey, we basically dribble, pass, play defense, shoot, kind of in that order. And the coach looked at me and goes, same thing we do at the college level. Fundamentals are never wrong to work on. At the middle school, we're going to start to add skills. We're going to get a little more advanced with those skills, right? We're going to kind of take fundamentals and, that foundation's built. We're going to add to that. We're prepping them for high school, right? We're getting them ready for the Friday night lights if it's football. We're getting them ready for the big, games, the double headers with baseball. We're getting them ready for taking that last shot if we're basketball, right? We're prepping them for high school. We're going to start putting them in tougher game situations, right? We're building that strategic part. They're starting to break down and understand why we run a certain drill because we're simulating this particular thing in a game. So we're kind of adding that game situation, that strategy piece. At the high school level, we're competing, right? Um, you know, most programs, if you're not a decent winning coach or 500 coach, you're gonna have bad years. You're gonna have down years. It just happens because of the athletes coming through, because the other team is just they're stacked for whatever reason. They've got more players, whatever it might be. So we're still working to compete. We do want to win. We're coaches, right? We want to win. We probably played sports. We're competitive. We want to win, so we're competing. We're also prepping them for beyond high school, right? We're getting them ready for life. The data out there says there's 3 million plus, I think, high school athletes, and it's only about 6% play after high school. So, we're prepping them for life, whether it's sports, school, or whatever it is. We're prepping them for life. We want them to be good citizens. A philosophy I use, kind of my philosophy, it's what I call beyond the scoreboard. I've had some teams that, we played for 2-3 years and didn't win a single game, whether it be softball, basketball, whatever, even football back in my early days. But what we did is I pushed this on my athletes and my parents, and sometimes it's hard to get buy-in. Some parents don't agree, some coaches don't agree, but I coach beyond the scoreboard, right? So, if you're taking a losing season, I'll use, I've had basketball teams where we're getting beat by 20 plus every game. And it's demoralizing sometimes, right? As a coach, you're competitive, you want to win. So you're working on those little things, like what's going to make them a better player. You pull out those little things. You say, hey, we did lose, right, on the scoreboard, but here's how we did win. We didn't turn the ball over as much as we did last time. This player who has been really shy hasn't taken very many shots. Put up 6 shots in a game, whatever it may be. We passed the ball better. Our offense looked like the offense. We were, passing and screening right. In softball, I had a team for a few years. Didn't win a game, and 10 run rule, game after game after game. But then all of a sudden we started pitching a little better. All of a sudden, everybody got a hit in a certain game, whatever it may be. Pick out those little things and build on that. Use that as momentum. And I'll say with my softball team, I had that same core group. Finally, a couple years ago, we got into a tournament, won the whole thing, and it was those little things we just kept building on year after year after year, makes all those winter workouts better, right? But it's beyond the scoreboard. That's how I kind of look at that coaching philosophy is we're not just coaching athletes, we're coaching students, and we're coaching young people to be good citizens. So I recommend coach beyond the scoreboard. We do have to know the X's and O's, but that's later on when we get to operations, right? We got to run a good program. That's all in there. But when it comes to just a general coaching philosophy, I would recommend to coach beyond the scoreboard, build on those little habits, build those habits with your athletes and your players, build the rapport with parents so they understand that. And that's what's going to make good, young people, good adults, good citizens to be productive. We have to know the difference, beyond just the ages, right? And know if I'm coaching the middle school team, that's going to be different if I'm coaching, an AAU basketball team or a USA softball team or a travel baseball team. We get caught up in all this, select and elite teams, and oftentimes it's just who's got the money to join, right? But what we need to do is know, like when I coached softball with that group of girls, I knew I was building them during the summer for the next year of their high school career or entering high school when they were younger. And just knowing that makes a big difference. We spend a lot of time on just, hitting, just hour, an entire 2 hour, hour and a half practice, whatever it is. And we hit for, 90 minutes of a 2 hour practice, and 15 minutes was warming up and a few minutes of fielding and running the bases, little conditioning type work, right? Know why that team exists, right? if I'm a school team, I'm coaching it like a school team. We're gonna play to win. We're gonna rotate players. We're gonna get to playing time. If I'm at the freshman JV level, we're building those kids. We're getting them ready for varsity, right? That's the whole idea there. If I'm in a rec league, fundamentals, right? I go right back to that fundamentals. And even if it's a older age group, young teens almost, I'm still going to work on fundamentals to get them ready for whatever that next level is for that sport. Whether that's little league and we're getting them ready, in that majors, juniors, to get them ready for all stars, or we're getting them ready to go into high school in a year or two. We're still building those fundamentals, teaching them how to be competitive in game situations, preparing them to be good citizens and beyond the scoreboard all at the same time. So know your philosophy, live it every day with your athletes, be open with that so everybody knows, and make sure you're transparent so that everybody knows this is what we're doing, this is the purpose. And we'll get into kind of game management, how you lay that out on a daily basis and say, this day we're working on this because of that. We hit poorly in this game, let's work on hitting. Our fielding wasn't the best, whatever it may be. Our shooting in basketball, we're going to shoot more this week, whatever it may be. So hopefully you guys appreciate this. Again, Coach Michael Fields on Instagram, Michael K. Fields on Twitter. You can shoot me an email, coachmichaelfields@gmail. Love talking sports, love this part of sports as much as the X's and O's, just helping to build share experience and share with other coaches, share with athletes and sports fans in general. So thank you for watching.